Welcome to Nelson's Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Rajat Agarwal, and here's what's happening around the region. The name of a man struck by a car has yet to be released. Nelson property prices are still climbing. The public shares its views on the new parking scheme. Kahurangi Pest Control to protect native species. And Nelson's synthesizer, a big success at the cathedral. The name and identity of the man who died Sunday evening after being struck by a vehicle on the Upper Muteri Highway has yet to be released. Tasman District Police Communications spokesperson Barbara Dunn said they were having issues contacting next of kin and were working with numerous overseas embassies. The 40-year-old deceased male's small van was parked on the side of the road, and he was on the roadway when he was struck by a passing vehicle and killed. The driver of that vehicle was uninjured and is receiving victim support. Property asking prices are still rising in Nelson, Tasman, according to the latest NZ property report released for June 2014. The average asking price for homes in the region rose to $446,000 last month compared with June 2013, a lift of 1.9%. Meanwhile, the number of property listings in June this year compared with the same month last year were down 17.8%. It's been 2 weeks since free parking was introduced in the Nelson region by the City Council. Mainland TV's Carly Danner asked members of the public for their views about how the new scheme is going.
I think the free parking has been a positive impact on retailers.
Yeah, I think so. It's got to be good. Yep.
The day it started, the Tuesday, we were in here and I remember thinking, why is it so busy all of a sudden? And then I had a customer come in that afternoon and say she couldn't get a park anywhere. And I thought, right, well that's why. And it's continued to be busy right through.
Yes, I certainly do. It's nice to see the streets busy. People are much happier about not having to pay for parking, and yeah, it's got a nice vibe about it.
Yeah, I work in the city. It's part of my job, and I park everywhere, all over the place, and I think it's been fantastic. Anecdotally, people are saying that it's better for them. I think it's fantastic. I think they should get rid of the metered parking as far as their money's concerned, and just, yeah, have it like Richmond. Forget all this getting the money out of the machines. It's rubbish.
It has.
Should council go a step further and decrease yearly rent?
Good question. I'm not sure about that. I think the rates are okay, but I do have a problem with out of town, out of CBD development, like the WOW Museum place, for example. They'll probably be on cheaper rates than we will be. So I think it should be an equal playing field. Or level playing field.
Yes, that would be a great help for us because Central Nelson has been struggling, and yeah, it certainly would make a big difference to us. Yeah.
No, we should probably decrease the rent, but I don't know about that. I think the parking itself, if we have it free, just metered, and that's where it stands, and I think that's the way it should go. And if the businesses are paying more, then they shouldn't really.
As we reported on Monday, the regional economies such as Nelson are hugely benefiting from the dairy industry, injecting back into growth farm spending and jobs. The estimated payout this year to the Nelson Tasman Marlborough region was an estimated $841 million from production the previous year. The value from the region per cow amounted to $3,699. And pertaining to life on the outskirts, Rural Woman New Zealand is inviting people to get creative by writing short stories and taking photos and videos to showcase New Zealand farming life today. National President Wendy McGowan says they are running the competition in conjunction with the Ministry for Primary Industries to tell the stories behind the primary products we grow on our farms. MPI will use some of the photos, videos, and stories to promote the New Zealand primary industry brand and our rural values. Wendy McGowan says we encourage people to get their creative juices flowing to share the challenges and triumphs of farming and today's sustainable business practices. She says we hope to see entries that reflect our care of the land and our animals that make New Zealand's primary industries so successful. Rural Woman New Zealand also hopes the competition will highlight the opportunities for great careers that are available in this sector. The competition is being run as part of Rural Woman New Zealand's celebrations to mark the 2014 International Year of Family Farming. There are 5 entry categories: women and men at work on the farm, farm machinery and farm innovation, animals, children, and rural communities. Entries close on the 1st of November this year, and the competition is open to everyone. Local Stoke firefighter Mark Jansen completed this year's massive fundraiser in Auckland, along with 700 other firefighters from around New Zealand and abroad, to raise funds for the Leukemia and Blood Cancer New Zealand charitable organization in the Sky Tower Stair Challenge. Mark completed the challenge, finishing 28th in the Masters and landing at 90th place overall, scoring his personal best time of 13 minutes and 19 seconds to complete running the 51 floors comprising of 1,103 stairs. He also walked away with the top individual fundraiser trophy after raising a massive total of $13,280. Chrissy Small caught up with Mark to find out how the life has been for him since the challenge.
Yeah, interesting. A little quieter than what life was previously, but yeah, good. Some really good feedback from people who saw the previous article on the TV, and yeah, some real nice comments from general community and members of the fire service in Nelson here and the local brigade here in Stoke, who yeah, went online and saw the results and said well done, and you know, for the money we raised. So yeah, no, really positive, really positive.
So Mark, now the 2015 Firefighters Calendar, that's the next project.
Just starting the process really, about to head away on holiday as you know, but yeah, we've got the 2015 calendar coming out mid-September, and I'm selling that again. I'm on the back of the calendar this year, not in it, but I'm on the back with 3 young fellas I met in Auckland recently who have cancer, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old young fellas, and that's my whole cause for doing the thing again. Once again, I'm going to donate the proceeds that I earn as a firefighter to travel with. I'm going to donate that money to their cause again, child cancer, on top of the money that they get from the calendar every year. So you're looking forward to that. Just putting a plan in place for when I return from holiday, and we'll be right into sales. Yep.
Now Mark, obviously this has become a passion for you, and the next year's Stair Challenge, I believe you're going to do it a bit bigger this time.
Well, yeah, I do want to go back next year, but I want to go back with the team. I don't want to go back and do it on my own. I'd like to make it my last time next time, and I'd like to introduce some other people to the event from the Nelson region, the wider Nelson region. So yeah, I'll be putting a plan in place later in the year. October, November, I'll start the ball rolling with that, Chrissy, and I'll talk to brigades as far as Collingwood, right through our whole region here. I think we've got 11 or 12 brigades, so anyone who's interested in coming along and being part of a Tasman team is what I'm thinking. That'll be fantastic. We'll see if we can make a good go of it, and go and have some fun. Yeah.
Okay, now some great news. You have been nominated for the South Island Region Pride of New Zealand Awards. When did you first find out about that?
Yeah, that's a real surprise, Chrissy. I found out about 7 weeks ago. Received an email from Auckland, and I must say it was a pleasant surprise. Bit of a shock, really, because you take part in events like the Sky Tower for leukemia and blood cancer, and you do things like the calendar for child cancer because you want to do them. For the right reasons, you know, for the cause, and you have a real focus, and it's about the cause, and yeah, to be nominated was really special, because I'm a bit of a giver, and that's just me by nature, I guess, and yeah, it's really nice to get some sort of recognition, I suppose. So yeah, it's the latest news with that is I had a phone call yesterday actually to inform me that I'm one of 3 finalists for the Southern region. So there's a dinner in Christchurch on the 7th of August where the winner of the Southern region will be announced, and that person will then go through to Auckland for the national finals in September. Yeah, good luck to all the other two nominees for the fundraising category and everyone else that's involved with that. And yeah, we'll just go with the flow and see what happens. And but yeah, real privilege to represent Nelson. I mean, none of this would have been possible without the support of all the businesses, people like yourselves, individuals, and everyone that's supported everything that I've done. So yeah, it's a real privilege, really.
The Department of Conservation is planning aerial pest control over a large area of Kahurangi National Park this spring to protect native species from predator plagues that could decimate their populations. The pest control is needed to protect Fiu, rock wren, kia, kaka, great spotted kiwi, Pauliphanta snails, long-tailed bats, and other vulnerable native species. The Kahurangi Pest Control is part of a major national DOC Battle for Our Birds predator control program aimed at protecting at-risk native species populations from rat and stoat surges. An exceptionally heavy beach of seeding and seedfall known as mast in many forests this year is providing plentiful food to fuel rapid rise in rodent numbers. This in turn leads to rising stoat numbers due to abundance of rodents to feed on. DOC is planning for pest control to be ready to act quickly to protect native species this spring. Final decisions nationally on where pest control will take place will be based on rodent tracking and beach seed monitoring in coming weeks. DOC Motueka Conservation Services Manager Mark Townsend says monitoring in various parts of Kahurangi National Park showed rat numbers at levels at which they could reach plague proportions by late spring if not stopped. He says vulnerable native birds struggle to survive when nesting under normal predator pressures, but with the high predator numbers expected this year, it could be a disastrous breeding season. Tomorrow we hope to catch up with DOC scientist Graham Elliott about the situation. Do you know someone, or are you 27 years or older? If so, and you would like to do an 8-day Outward Bound adventure course, then this is for you. Outward Bound has scholarships worth almost $2,000 for our Aspire course from September 13th through the 20th. Call 0800-OUTWARD or www.outwardbound.co.nz. On Monday, we reported the success of the recent Nelson Light Festival, and running in conjunction with this was an equally as popular neon synthesizer band. 3 extra shows were tacked onto the program schedule to cater for the crowds that turned out. Nelson Light Trust Chair Brian Riley said people were queued down the cathedral driveway, and they therefore staged 1 extra show on Saturday night and 2 on Sunday. Riley said it was very generous of Dean Nick Kirk to let them use the cathedral, have the bells rung as part of the show, and to allow the extra performances. Here's an excerpt from the Neon Synthesizer Band's performance on Sunday night. And now we leave you with footage from one of the exhibits at the Light Nelson Festival by 21-year-old Nelsonian Delaney.
Whoa! Yeah.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.